JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Tea Time with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today is the 24th of July 2020, so yep, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Friday's afternoon session where we're going to have a quick look at the markets, a few of the charts, some of the charts that we looked at this morning just to see how kind of everything's getting along. But yeah, before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest, and we can continue. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course our JFD Bank website, and specifically our JFD research page, which we also update on a daily basis. So yep, feel free to visit us here on jfdbank.com and click on the research tab right there on the top. Now, right, there we go, that has managed to load up. So yeah, guys, now let's jump into the charts. There we go, my computer is freezing a little bit. So the first one I want to touch on here is the German DAX. So the index today opened with a nice gap to the downside. So this morning I was talking about this one, and I was telling you guys that we will be getting a nice opening gap here to the downside. We'll be opening lower. However, basically the price still remains above this upside support line taken from the low of the 19th of March. So in a way, if the index remains here today above this upside line, there is still a chance for the bulls to drive this one higher. And kind of the bulls could take advantage of the lower price, and yep, we could see this one traveling back to the to this barrier, to this 13,236 level that I mentioned this week, and that's the high of 24th of February, which, as you can see, the index struggled to overcome. I mean, it did overshoot it once, but it didn't really close above it. So, and it did have an attempt to do so. Well, it did have an attempt to get closer to that level on Wednesday and Thursday, but as you can see, the bulls didn't have enough steam to kind of lift it above this barrier, and this is the result we're having. The index drifted lower, but still remains above this upside support line. Now, of course, we'll keep an eye on the US indices today as well, because if those continue to decline sharply, then we might see the cash index, the DAX cash index, drifting lower, and basically this could lead to another opening gap here to the downside on Monday. But again, let's not get ahead of ourselves. First, let's see how this is going to play out here, if this index will stay above this upside line. If it does, then there is a chance for this one to travel back up, in a way kind of working out nicely according to this arrow that I drawn earlier, or should I say yesterday. And then of course we'll keep an eye on this 13,236 zone. Now, jumping into NASDAQ 100, now this is what I'm talking about here. So the index yesterday drifted lower, closed in the red, however remained above the this upside support line taken from the low the 23rd of March. Now, if we look at the cash index right now and where it's currently balancing at, it's trading near the 10,450 zone. So basically below this level right here, the one that I was talking about, and what I was saying previously, that in a way this could be seen as that potential neckline. However, don't get me wrong, still, if you want to be a little bit more on the safe side, you could keep an eye on this little low here, the low, the 14th of July, near the 10,371 zone. But again, the fact that it's already kind of, the cash index is already trading below this 10,486 zone, which I've previously called the neckline, that's of course is kind of raising concerns, because it could kind of potentially form this nice double top pattern. However, let's probably wait for another further drop below the 10,371 zone, just to be on the safe side. If we do get that move, then well, maybe further declines could be possible, guys. So that's why be very careful. For now, yes, it is a bit of a tricky one, although it's not really, I mean, at the moment basically this move lower could be seen as a normal correction, but of course, let's keep it short and simple. For now, basically, if we do get if we do see the index falling further below the 10,371 zone, then well, I mean, this could turn out to be ugly for this index. But again, keep your eyes on this one, guys, because in case this suddenly ends up pushing back above this upside line and closes the day above it, then well, maybe the bulls are not really ready to give up. So again, it's a very tricky one here. Probably the most important for you is to keep an eye on the 10,486 zone, and also at the same time keep your eyes on the low of the 14th of July, near the 10,371. A drop below this kind of would confirm a further decline here. Now be very careful here, guys. Now jumping into gold, gold is finally hitting nicely that psychological 1900 level and overshooting it as well. So first of all, this is what I was talking about this morning when I was saying that in a way, if we get a break above the yesterday's high, then yep, of course the next target for us is the that psychological 1900 level, and if it continues to push higher, then yes, of course the all-time high, the historic all-time high here near the 1921 zone could be that target to keep an eye on. But again, for now, basically it's going to be quite interesting to see if that level could get reached today, or maybe this is something for next week. So that's why, yes, the fact that we managed to push above yesterday's high, that's great. Now that let's see if the commodity manages to kind of remain above that psychological 1900 level. If it can, then we could see a test of this 1921 level very soon. So let's see how all this is going to play out today, and I'll pick up on this one on Monday. Now jumping into Litecoin. Litecoin here is stuck below, slightly below this barrier. I talked about this crypto this week, and I was telling you guys that we need to see a break of this 45.93 zone before kind of aiming for some higher levels. And again, yesterday we came close to hitting that level. It did hit that area, but failed to kind of move above it. Today we're seeing a bit of a decline, so to be honest, we're not going to really do much here. We're just going to continue observing the price action and waiting for that little pop above that area before kind of aiming for some higher levels. Now let me just quickly capture this one and draw an upside support line. So basically we need to see you can see that now the price is climbing higher, slowly of course. However, it's struggling to kind of form this higher high. So that's of course from the short-term perspective, and in a way we need to see that nice good break here above this 45.93 territory in order to aim for some higher levels. At the moment you can see that the crypto could be forming of a somewhat of a possible ascending triangle. So of course, according to all the TA rules, these tend to break to the upside, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. first let's see that break, and then we could aim for some higher levels. Now jumping into USD JPY, this is what I talked about this morning, and look at this beautiful move. This was my initial target near the 105.94 zone. This is what I was talking about this morning, and yep, we are getting a nice hit of that. Now the big question here is, can this pair end the daily candle below this area? If it can, then well, I mean, lower levels could be met, but of course for now this area is seen as a strong area of support, because as you can see back here in the beginning of May and also in the end of June, it kind of acted as a well, not kind of, but it did act as a strong area of support. So let's see if this is going to be the same this time. If it's not, then if we do see that break, then yep, further declines could be possible, guys, because this would confirm a forthcoming lower low and potentially more sellers could be joining in. Until then, we're just going to continue observing this one. If by any chance the rate starts pushing back above the 106.48 zone, which also was seen kind of recently as a good area of support, then maybe we could get a bit of a larger correction to the upside here towards this downside line taken from the high of the 24th of March. But again, we'll get to that if we do see that push back above this 106.48 zone. For now, we're examining this 105.94. Let's see if we get a further break below it. And GBP NZD, now this one's quite an interesting one. I talked about GBP Aussie this morning, but this one is kind of showing very good kind of, let's say, positive results here right now. You can see that the pair is really trying to get into positive territory for the week, and if I click on the weekly candle here, well, actually it is already in the positive territory, but let me just have a look at the daily candle again, daily chart again. Yes, we are already in the positive territory. Another positive aspect of it is that we are trading now above the 21-day EMA, which, as you can see, from around maybe mid-May, it kind of was acting as a good area of resistance, but we kept getting these overshoots above it, but we never kind of got the daily candle closing above it. So if we do see the daily candle staying above this 21-day EMA, then of course this kind of increases the chances for a push higher. However, preferably a push above this week's high near the 1.9322 zone could be seen as a more positive thing here, because this is quite an important area of resistance that we're going to be keeping a close eye on, and a nice good pop above it would confirm a forthcoming higher high, and yep, then it could open the door towards these slightly higher levels, where the first potential good area of resistance could come near the 1.9638 zone. But again, we're still below this barrier, we're still below this 1.9322 zone, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's see how all this is going to play out. In terms of the downside, of course, you can see that we need to see a drop below the 1.899697 zone here before considering some lower levels, because a drop below it would confirm a forthcoming lower low. But again, for now, it seems that the pair wants to move a bit higher. However, we need that confirmation break above the 1.9322 zone. Euro Aussie, now here it's quite an interesting one as well. So if I zoom in here a little bit, you can see that the pair is stuck near its key area of resistance around the 1.6404 zone, so basically around the 1.64 zone. So we need a nice good pop above that, and ideally a daily close above that before, let's say, aiming for some slightly higher levels. We're not going to drag this one way too much to the upside, because here, as you can see, there is a nice good area of resistance around the 1.6586, marked by the high of the 12th of June, but if that gets broken, of course, at the same time the rate would be placed already above all of its EMAs, and maybe more buyers could see this as a good opportunity to step in. So that's why, even if we get a push above the 1.64 territory, yes, we will get a little bit more excited about the upside, but still the more comfortable level after a break of which we could aim for some further acceleration to the upside. It could come after a break of the 1.6586 zone, so be very careful. As you can see, the pair is very close to this 1.64 territory, so let's see how it's going to end today. And finally, Euro USD. So this one is, of course, in positive territory again for the week. So every single day this week it was in a positive territory, but as you can see, it's struggling with this 1.1621 zone. That area, and let me just show you what that area was. That was the highest point of October 2018, and in a way, this area for now seems to be kind of providing a decent resistance. So if we get in the day, if the daily candle today stays below this, then of course this could lead maybe to a bit of correction to the downside here going into next week, which to be honest could be quite healthy, and because we're still trading above the upside support line taken from the low of the 14th of May. So in a way, this move lower could be seen as I said, a healthy correction, and the bulls could re-enter the game here near this upside line and push the pair up again. But if we do get this daily close above this area, above this 1.1622 zone, then of course the next target is the 1.1725 zone, marked by the inside swing low of the 24th of September 2018. By the way, that October high was the highest point of October 2018. So now we could be testing then this 1.1725 zone, which is the marked by the inside swing low of the 24th of September 2018. So good potential target, but again, we need that nice good break, a strong break above the 1.1621-22 zone, and ideally the daily candle kind of staying above it could be nice as well, if in order to kind of aim for some higher levels. But again, don't get me wrong, we had a good rally. Maybe there could be a bit of profit taking somewhere around here, and then yep, we could see this one correcting lower. Something maybe for next week, and then yes, we'll of course pick up here somewhere, or I should say the bulls could pick up somewhere here near this upside line and drive this one to the upside again. So something like that could be possible. Of course, if this upside line gets broken, then yep, we'll start examining, let's say, larger extensions to the downside here. But until then, any move lower up until this upside line could be classed as a temporary correction. So keep your eyes on that one. Now, guys, I hope you found it useful, and thank you very much for watching and listening. If you want to catch my video on Monday, as always, my traders, espresso 6 o'clock GMT time. But for now, I hope you have a wonderful evening, wonderful weekend. And yeah, let's catch up back on Monday. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.